there to lead the congregation, it should only be an extension of what you're already doing in your personal life. When you go up there to lead, it should not be the first time in that week or in that day that you're worshiping Him. It should just carry over from the rest of your life. From the rest of the week. Worship is just continuing.
First, you gotta pray. You gotta be prayed up before you stand on stage and lead people to worship. It's important you pray not only for yourself but for your team, the congregation and your pastor. Just pray for the service in general.
Everyday worship, just having God just number one in my life, just continually speaking to Him, being in tune with Him, really becomes evident during worship.
You definitely have to humble yourself before God. You have to acknowledge that the only way that things are going to go the way He wants them to is if you're putting Him first.
Another thing I do is practice. You got to practice because, as your pastor says, it doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. It has to be permanent in your heart. You got to know what you're doing. I mean, it's not a show, but we're doing it for God, so we got to do 100%.
Just be receptive to God. Truly pray for an open heart. There's several times that God wants you to take worship in a different direction, and you can't dig your heels in the ground. You can't refuse to follow Him. He knows more so than we'll ever know what people are going through in the congregation. He knows what's happening with them, and you have to be open to that. You have to know. You have to know His voice.
I want to make sure I'm on the same page with God, meaning that I know God. He loves our worship. He loves receiving our praises, and I know it just puts a smile on His face. But I think He's a little more concerned for our souls.